The relationship between the United States and Cyprus is strong. It is enduring.
The United States stands shoulder to shoulder with the Cypriot people.
Cyprus is a valued partner. It's a bulwark for democracy in the Mediterranean.
Cyprus has been a staunch ally of the United States, on the front lines, staring down a region of our world plagued by stalwart authoritarian regimes and Islamic fundamentalism, and fighting back against horrible, overt aggression from its neighbor.
The United States and Cyprus are important friends that share the same values and ideals.
The fact of the matter is that Cyprus is a very important ally of the United States.
Recently, Assistant Secretary of State Wes Mitchell affirmed in a speech that Cyprus, as a vulnerable state, needs greater Western attention. I fully support the administration's efforts in that regard.
The United States values its partnership with all Cypriots and looks forward to an even more constructive relationship with the united island.
From economic partnerships to national security interests to cultural and historical bonds, the threads that unite our countries are resilient and strong.
Let's commit ourselves to building an even stronger partnership and friendship between Cyprus and the U.S.
It is our responsibility to ensure they have everything they need to remain a beacon of freedom and liberty in an otherwise dark region of our world.
The big picture, Cyprus is a fellow democracy in a very dangerous region, and I think it's time for the United States to expand security ties with Cyprus. We've had an arms embargo on Cyprus for too long.
It is absolutely vital that the United States shows its support to our friends by enhancing our defense and security ties. And a major way we can do that is by lifting the arms embargo, which I strongly support. We must also ensure that we don't allow Turkey to get the F-35s. Turkey may be a NATO partner, but it is no real ally, and it is time that our policies reflect that.
The United States should lift its outdated arms embargo on Cyprus. This policy is rooted in the fiction of military parity on the island. Turkey's occupying force of 30,000 to 40,000 troops demonstrates the absurdity of this rationale. There is no good reason for the United States to deny a tried and true ally like Cyprus essential weaponry for its defense.
I was proud to introduce legislation this year to lift the 30-year U.S. arms embargo on Cyprus. I also successfully introduced an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act that strengthens reporting on U.S. Cypriot security cooperation, and I will continue to urge the Trump administration to prioritize high-level engagement with Cyprus on maritime security, asymmetrical threats, and other pressing defense issues.
I do believe very strongly that the arms embargo on arms to Cyprus should be lifted, and we have to have better defense cooperation with Cyprus. Turkey has to stop sending settlers, Turkish citizens who are not Cypriots, in an effort to try to create even more of an imbalance than exists now with so many settlers from Turkey.
Instead of preparing for peace, Turkey is doubling down on provocations by threatening Cyprus's ability to explore and develop its natural resources, and by seeking to erode Cypriot culture and communities.
I recently joined my colleagues in urging President Trump to clearly condemn Turkish provocations in the Aegean, including its illegal blockage of drilling rigs headed for Cyprus's exclusive economic zone. I also joined my fellow members of Congress in calling on Defense Secretary Mattis to oppose the delivery of F-35 jets to Turkey.
As Turkey continues to infringe on Cyprus' economic zone and prevent a lasting and just reunification of the island, we will stand up against any efforts by Turkey to exert influence and control over Cyprus's future.
Turkey must also stop interfering in Cyprus's development of its natural resources. Cyprus has every right to explore and exploit its large gas reserves without Erdogan's meddling. The U.S. should not only support Nicosia, we should encourage U.S. energy companies' investment in the region.
Cyprus has natural resources that, if fully explored and developed, can do so much for the island, especially when we talk natural gas, which is why I am hopeful that Cyprus, Israel, Greece, and the United States can work together on these efforts.
We have to stand up and demand that Cyprus's economic zone, where there's oil and natural gas, be available without interference by Turkey.
I'm so proud to co-chair the Congressional Hellenic Israel Alliance in Congress. Our goal is to enhance the partnership between the United States, Cyprus, Greece, and Israel.
Cyprus has gone to great lengths to forge closer relationships with Israel, and in the end, we will all benefit.
And also key to regional security are the expanded ties between Cyprus, Greece, and Israel. These three allies of the United States share basic values of democracy and respect for the rights of their people. We should support the expansion of their trilateral ties along with other regional partners like Egypt and Jordan.
It's critical that the United States continue to help foster the growing strategic and economic relationship between Greece, Cyprus, and Israel, especially in a region that faces chronic instability and upheaval.
For over 40 years, Cyprus has been divided. This devastating occupation has gone on for far too long. While there are no quick fixes to the complex issues ahead, the government of Turkey must withdraw its illegal occupation, come to the table and help end this decades-long division. House Democrats remain united in our commitment to find a resolution and end this injustice.
Friends, this occupation must end. Turkey must remove its thousands of troops from the island, and Cypriots of all stripes should be allowed to return to their homes. Turkey needs to stop resettling civilians to the occupied areas. This violates the Geneva Conventions and is changing the basic character of the Cypriot population. It's time for Turkey's army of occupation to leave and to return Cyprus to the Cypriots.
President Erdogan remains committed to exploiting Turkey's decades-long military occupation for geopolitical leverage against the West. Turkey in Cyprus takes human lives hostage to extort political ransoms. This conduct is absolutely unacceptable from any nation anywhere in the world, much less a NATO ally.
The people of Cyprus deserve better than a stalemate, so we must redouble our efforts to end the long simmering conflict there. We must pursue peace talks until we achieve a settlement that respects Cypriots' rights, ends Turkey's occupation, and safeguards Cyprus from being invaded or used as a proxy by foreign powers. We all know that peace talks have repeatedly failed because Turkey continues to interfere and refuses to compromise.
The continued presence here of over 40,000 occupation troops and insistence to the right to invade at will. This is open defiance of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of another European Union member state.
We cannot have a peaceful reunification until Erdogan pulls his troops out of Cyprus.
When there is a settlement, that settlement has to insist that Turkish troops be removed from the island, that Turkey not have the right to intervene militarily into Cyprus, and that Cyprus will be an independent member of the EU, an ally of the United States, and not be in any way influenced by Turkey or its military.
I have always joined in the call for Turkey to withdraw from the island and let the true inhabitants of Cyprus determine their own future. But Turkey, it has doubled down, and it shows no signs of leaving Cyprus to its true inhabitants. We will never accept the permanent presence of Turkish troops, nor continued Turkish manipulation. It is in all of our interest, and we will be victorious.
Thank you for your leadership in furthering the alliance between our two nations and furthering the cause of freedom and democracy all throughout the world.
Thank you for your tireless commitment to these issues.
Thank you for your extraordinary leadership and continued work on behalf of the people of Cyprus.
I look forward to working with all of you to continue to strengthen U.S.-Cyprus relations.
My good friend Phil Christopher. Phil, no one has worked harder throughout the years to support Cyprus and reunify the island. Thank you for your commitment.
With your leadership, we can together build a future where the Cypriot people can live in peace and where their children can grow and thrive. Thank you all for your tireless commitment to this critical mission.
The Cypriot people deserve their freedom. We support and stand by you as together we promote peace, security, and freedom in the Mediterranean region.